your English podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your English podcast. It is absolutely fantastic to have you with us again today.
We're so glad you've decided to join us for another deep dive into, well, the mechanics of this crazy, beautiful language.
You know, I was thinking about something on the way to the studio today. We talk to so many learners, right?
All the time.
And there's this recurring frustration I hear over and over again. You have students who have, they've memorized thousands of vocabulary words.
Oh, yeah. The flashcard wizard.
The flashcard wizard, they have the apps, they know the specific word for stapler and photosynthesis, but then when they open their mouths to speak, they still feel, well, robotic.
I know exactly what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's that feeling of getting stuck. The gears are just grinding. It's that, what people call the intermediate plateau.
Right. It's like, I want to go to. It's so choppy. Why does that happen? I mean, if they know the words, why isn't the flow there?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? In my experience, the problem usually isn't a lack of vocabulary.
Yeah.
The problem is how they're building their sentences. They are trying to construct an entire building, brick by brick, every single time they speak.
Brick by brick. That sounds exhausting just thinking about it.
It is exhausting, and it's incredibly inefficient. Fluent speakers, we just don't do that.
No.
We don't wake up and think, okay, subject plus auxiliary verb plus main verb. No. We use what linguists call chunks or sentence patterns. We use prefabricated sections of language.
Okay, let's unpack this. So instead of laying individual bricks, we're bringing in whole walls that are already built.
Exactly. That is a perfect analogy. And that is our mission for today. We're going to unpack these essential English phrases, these shortcuts to fluency.
Shortcuts. I love shortcuts.
We're going to look at the patterns that native speakers use unconsciously every single day to just bypass that buffering phase.
That buffering phase, yeah. And just to be clear for everyone listening, we're not just going to, list these out like a dictionary.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah. We're going to discuss how they actually feel, when to use them, and how they stop that brain freeze you were just talking about.
Precisely. We want to get you to a point where you aren't translating word for word from your native language.
Ugh, the translation trap.
Right. We want you to actually start thinking in these English blocks.
So let's unpack that idea a bit more, the ready-made phrase, before we get into specific examples. You mentioned it saves brain power.
Yeah, it all comes down to cognitive load. Your brain only has so much energy, so much processing power to spend at any given moment.
Right.
If you are spending 90% of your energy just figuring out the grammar rules, do I use do or does? Is it go or going? You have almost no energy left to focus on what you actually want to say.
It's the content.
The content. You can't focus on your message or your tone or your connection with the other person. You're just a grammar machine.
That makes total sense. It's like driving a car. I mean, when you first learn, you're thinking about your feet on the pedals, your hands on the wheel.
Exactly. You're not looking at the road.
You're not looking at the road. You're just trying not to stall.
But when you master these sentence patterns, phrases like I'm looking forward to, or have you ever, you don't analyze the grammar anymore. You just grab the block and you slot it in.
And it's done.
It's done. And it frees up your mind to be charming or persuasive or funny or whatever you want to be.
And it solves that translation issue, right? I feel like, I don't know, maybe machine translation has ruined us a little bit.
Oh, it's a double-edged sword for sure.
You type something In your native language, you get an English output, and it might be grammatically correct, but it just sounds weird.
It sounds unnatural because languages don't map onto each other one-to-one. It's not a simple code.
No.
If you translate word for word, you lose the soul of the sentence. But if you learn the pattern, I'd rather not. For example, you aren't translating.
Yeah.
You're using a concept. You're thinking in English.
Thinking in English. That really is the holy grail for so many learners.
It's the goal.
Okay, let's dive into the actual phrases then. We've grouped these into a few categories to make them, well, easier to digest.
Good idea.
Let's start with what we're calling social lubricants.
Social lubricants. I like that. These are the phrases that make everything just run smoothly.
Right.
They soften your requests. They help you avoid sounding rude or demanding or just blunt.
So blunt, because simply asking, "Can I do this?" can sometimes come across as a bit aggressive depending on the context.
Totally.
So let's talk about the king of polite requests. Do you mind? Or the even softer, would you mind?
This is a classic. And it's also a classic trap for many learners
Oh, for sure.
because do you mind essentially means, does this bother you? So it's a negative question, really.
This trips me up sometimes, even now. So if I say to you, "Do you mind if I open the window?" and you are totally okay with it, what do you say?
I say no.
See, that's the trap. You say no, which means, "No, I don't mind. Please go ahead."
Exactly. If I said yes, it would mean, yes, I mind. It bothers me. Do not open that window.
It's so counterintuitive, but it's absolutely essential for politeness. Would you mind helping me with this report? It's just, it's so much softer than, "Help me with this report."
It gives the other person the illusion of choice, which is really the essence of politeness.
The illusion of choice, I like that.
Yeah, even if you really need them to do it, asking, would you mind, acknowledges that you are, imposing on their time, and you respect that.
It's that specific brand of English politeness where we really, really hate inconveniencing people.
Or at least we hate appearing to inconvenience them.
That's a very good point. Okay, so let's move to a different scenario. Let's say you're shopping.
Okay.
You're in a store. You can't find what you need. You could just say, "Where is the milk?" But there are better, more natural patterns.
Definitely. A great pattern here is, do you carry this in? Or do you have available?
You carry this shirt in red. Or do you have this available in a size 10?
It's specific and it sounds professional. Do you carry implies, they're a business with stock, with inventory. It sounds much more natural than, say, do you sell this in red?
Ah, okay.
Carry is the verb of choice for inventory. It's just a little native speaker nuance.
That's a good tip. I like that. Now, what about when we want to know the reason for something? The standard basic question is why, but why can be aggressive.
Oh, it can be so aggressive. If I just look at you and say, why did you do that?
It sounds like an accusation.
Right, like I made a huge mistake.
Exactly. A much softer, more curious alternative is "how come?"
How come? I use this all the time. How come you're late? Sounds a little less like I'm about to fire you.
Right.
More like, I'm genuinely surprised you aren't here yet.
Exactly. "How come?" expresses surprise or curiosity without the judgment. How come the store's closed? Softer. It suggests, "I expected it to be open and now I'm a little confused," rather than, "Give me a reason now."
It's amazing how these tiny shifts in phrasing can change the entire vibe of a conversation. They're everything.
Speaking of vibes, let's talk about making plans. You want to invite a friend to dinner. You don't want to say, we will eat pizza now.
That sounds like a military order.
Or a kidnapping.
A very specific kidnapping.
Right. Get in the car. We will eat pizza. No, we want to be collaborative. We want to suggest, not command.
So the go-to patterns here are things like, how about, or do you feel like?
How about pizza tonight? Do you feel like getting sushi?
It feels particularly great because it asks about their current emotional or, physical state. It's very considerate.
It is.
Do you feel like going for a walk? It's very low pressure. They can easily say no if they're tired.
Another one that fits in here is, shouldn't we? This one feels a bit more persuasive to me, like you have an opinion.
It is. It's definitely more persuasive. Shouldn't we call him first? It's a suggestion, but it's disguised as a question.
Oh, okay.
You're guiding the group toward what you think is the right course of action, but you're still asking for consensus. It's clever.
It's very smart. It's a leadership tool, really, when you think about it.
It can be, yeah.
Now, I have to bring up a grammar point that drives everyone crazy.
No, I think I know where you're going with this.
The difference between used to and be used to.
Oh, the classic struggle. This is where learning patterns, not rules, will save you. If you try to analyze the grammar on the fly, you'll get lost. Just memorize the chunks.
Okay. So, chunk A. Did you used to, this is about the past, right? A finished action.
Yes, a past habit that is finished and done. Did you used to play the piano? The implication is you don't anymore. I used to wake up late before I got this job.
Okay, that makes sense. And chunk B is, are you used to?
This is completely different. This is about familiarity with the current situation. Usually something that was difficult or new at first. Are you used to the cold weather in Canada? I'm used to the noise from the street.
So it means I have adapted to it.
Precisely. It's normal for me now.
So if I say, I used to drive, it means I don't drive anymore. But if I say, I am used to driving, it means driving feels normal to me now. Maybe I just moved to a city with a lot of traffic.
Perfect. That's the distinction. And if you mix them up, you completely confuse the listener about time.
Got it. Okay, let's do one more social lubricant before we move on. The ultimate conversation starter. You're at a party, you don't know anyone, you feel awkward.
Have you ever?
Yes, it's the best one. Have you ever been to Paris? Have you ever tried Ethiopian food?
It immediately opens the door to storytelling. It's not really a yes or no question.
No, it's an invitation.
It is. It's an invitation for the other person to share an experience. And even if the answer is no, it usually leads to no, but I've always wanted to. And now you have a new conversation.
It's the perfect icebreaker. Just listening to these, I'm realizing how much I rely on them without even thinking about it.
We all do.
So for everyone listening right now, I want you to just take a second and think. Which of these questions do you use the most? Or are you stuck using why and can I all the time?
And if you are, that's totally okay. That's why we're here. But maybe try swapping in just one of these how comes or do you minds today. See how it feels.
Exactly. And, if you want to keep mastering these kinds of nuances, this is a good time to make sure you subscribe to our channel.
Please do.
We do these deep dives regularly, and we don't want you to miss out on the next one where we might tackle even trickier topics.
Absolutely. Join the community. We'd love to have you.
Okay, let's shift gears. We've been polite and social. Now we need to go to work. We need to sound smart, structured, and logical.
Okay.
We can call this segment Sounding smart.
Sounding smart. I like it.
Yeah.
This is where we look at phrases that organize your thoughts. In a business meeting or an academic discussion, you can't just blurt things out. You need to frame them.
And one of my absolute favorites for this is limiting the scope of what I'm saying. The phrase is, as far as guys is concerned.
Or the shorter version, as far as I know.
Right. As far as the budget is concerned, we are on track.
This is such a power move. It tells the listener, I am only talking about this one specific aspect. It prevents people from attacking your argument from a different angle that you're not prepared for.
You're drawing a boundary.
You are. You're saying, this is my area of expertise right now. Let's stay here.
And what about the variation, as far as I'm concerned? That feels a little different.
It is. That's a polite but firm way of saying, this is my opinion and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, the matter is closed.
Exactly. It sounds authoritative, but it remains professional. It's not aggressive.
Okay. Now, what if we need to compare things? A lot of learners get stuck just using better than or worse than, but we want more rhythm, more sophistication.
So try starting your sentence with, compared to.
Oh, God.
Compared to last year, our sales are up by 20%. It sets the stage beautifully before you deliver the punchline, the main information.
I like that. And what about for drawing contrast within a single person or a single thing?
For that, he is not only, but also, is a beautiful, beautiful pattern.
It adds drama.
It adds so much drama and emphasis. She is not only a brilliant scientist, but also a talented musician.
It's so much better than just saying she's a brilliant scientist and a talented musician.
And is flat. It's
Ah.
boring. Not only, but also builds anticipation. It makes the listener lean in. It really emphasizes that second quality.
They also have the simpler one, he is either or.
Right. And you use this for clear binaries when there are only two options. He's either lying or he is deeply mistaken.
Right.
It clarifies the situation instantly. It removes ambiguity.
I also look, he is so half that for talking about cause and effect.
Yes. The movie was so boring that I fell asleep.
Been there.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
The problem was so complex that we needed to hire a consultant. It directly links the intensity of the adjective, so boring, so complex, to the consequence.
It's a great storytelling tool, actually. Instead of two separate, choppy sentences, the movie was boring, I fell asleep, you combine them into one flowing thought.
And flow is the key word. All of these patterns are designed to create that natural flow.
And finally, for our business listeners, the phrase for maximizing potential, for setting expectations as adjective as possible.
Ah, yes, the classic. I need this report as soon as possible. Please be as detailed as possible in your feedback.
It sets a standard of maximum effort without needing a whole paragraph of instructions.
Exactly.
You know, everyone knows the acronym ASAP, but saying the full phrase as soon as possible actually sounds a bit more polite and serious, doesn't it?
It really does. Acronyms can feel rushed,
Yeah.
a little informal. Taking the time to say the full words carries a bit more weight and respect, I think.
I agree. All right, we've sounded smart. Now it's time to enter the danger zone.
A danger zone?
Yeah.
What's this?
Yes. These are the phrases that carry heavy emotional weight. We're talking about warnings, strong instructions, high drama. You have to be careful with these because if you use them in the wrong context, you might seriously offend someone or just sound like you're in a soap opera.
Fair warning. Context is everything here.
Let's start with giving advice versus giving a warning. We have the standard be careful with, which is fine. But then we have don't ever.
Don't ever is incredibly strong. It's not just don't do it right now. It is a permanent prohibition. It's a command for all time.
Right. Don't ever speak to me like that again.
Ooh, yeah. Gives you chills. You don't want to say to a child, don't ever eat a cookie before dinner. It's just too intense.
It's overkill.
It's total overkill. You save it for major safety or moral boundaries. Don't ever touch that live wire. Don't ever lie to the police.
Got it. Okay, let's flip to something much nicer but still instructional. Hospitality. You have a guest over at your house. You don't want to serve them like a waiter. You want them to feel comfortable at home.
The golden phrase here is help yourself to.
Yes. Help yourself to the fridge. Please help yourself to some coffee.
This is the ultimate host phrase.
Mm.
It signifies a relaxed, friendly, open atmosphere. It says, my home is your home for this time. You don't need to ask my permission for these things.
It's a lovely, welcoming phrase. Now, how do we change the subject when a conversation gets awkward? Or we just suddenly remember something important?
By the way,
The ultimate pivot, the conversational turn signal.
it's the perfect bridge. You can be talking about the weather and then say, oh, by the way, did you finish that report for Tuesday?
Mm.
It signals to the listener that a new, unrelated topic is coming, so they aren't confused by the sudden jump.
So useful. Now, for the drama I promised, the big one, the phrase, how dare you?
I can literally hear the dramatic music in the background. A string section swells.
Right. How dare you accuse me of stealing the secret formula?
So, to everyone listening, please be very, very careful with this one. How dare you expresses extreme shock and anger. It means you are offended to your very core.
Yeah, this is not for when someone accidentally bumps into you on the subway. You say, how dare you? To them, you'll just look crazy.
Completely crazy. You only use this if someone has violated a deep moral boundary or betrayed you in a major way. But honestly, you'll mostly hear this in movies or see it in, dramatic internet comments.
That's very true. But it's good to recognize it so you know when someone is really, really mad at you.
That's a good point. One more practical one in this danger zone. Not because it's dangerous, but because it avoids the danger of wasting time. Let's talk about phone etiquette.
Ah, yes. I'm calling to.
Yes. When you make a phone call, especially a professional one, don't just say, hello, this is Nina, and then wait.
That awkward silence.
Yes. The other person is busy. Use the pattern immediately. Hello, this is Nina. I'm calling to schedule an appointment.
It's professional, it's clear, and it respects the other person's time.
Hi, I'm calling to check on the status of my order. Boom. Done.
It just stops that awkward pause where both people are waiting for the other to take the lead. So, I have a question for you listening right now. Have you ever accidentally used a phrase that was way too strong for the situation? Like saying, how dare you, when you really just meant excuse me.
Oh, that's a good question.
Tone matters so much in English, and it can be really tricky.
It really does. And mastering these patterns helps you control that tone so your intention actually matches your impact.
Absolutely. And hey, if you're enjoying this conversation and finding it useful and you want to support the show, please just take a second to hit that subscribe button. It really helps us keep these deep dives going.
We appreciate every single one of you who does. It means a lot.
All right, segment 5. We're getting emotional now. This is speaking from the heart. We're talking about opinions, emotions, vulnerability.
This is where language gets really beautiful, I think. It's about expressing what's actually going on inside.
Let's start with certainty and doubt. How to express how sure you are. We have the phrase, I bet.
Right. And to be clear, I bet doesn't usually mean you are gambling money. It just means you are fairly sure about something.
I bet he's going to be late again. It's a casual prediction.
It's casual certainty. What about the opposite? When you are completely clueless? I don't know is okay, but it's a bit boring.
A more natural, more emphatic version is, I have no idea.
Right.
Where did I put my keys? I have no idea. It really stresses that your mind is a complete blank on the subject.
Or another good one is, I haven't got a clue.
Exactly. Both are great natural alternatives.
Okay, let's talk about vulnerability. This one is a bit tricky grammatically. I can't help.
This is a tricky one. I can't help laughing. It doesn't mean I cannot assist you with laughing.
No.
It means I cannot stop myself from laughing. It's about a lack of control over an impulse or an emotion.
I can't help falling in love with you. The classic Elvis song.
Precisely. It implies the emotion is so strong that it overrides your willpower. I can't help worrying about the upcoming exam.
Then we have a similar one that expresses shock or awe. I can hardly believe that. Yes. This is great for reacting to surprising news. I can hardly believe that he won the lottery. It emphasizes that the reality is so surprising, it's difficult to accept.
Okay, let's talk about wanting things. Desire and anticipation. I feel like there are different levels to this, different energy levels.
There are, definitely. At the top, you have high energy, pure excitement. I cannot wait to.
I cannot wait to see you this weekend. It's just bursting with excitement.
Then you have the more medium professional energy level. I'm looking forward to.
Right, I'm looking forward to our meeting on Monday. It's polite, it's positive, but it's controlled. You're not bouncing off the walls.
And then there's a great one for expressing a specific preference or your type. I really go for.
Oh, I like this one. I really go for horror movies. Or I really go for spicy food.
It means that's your specific taste. That's the category you enjoy. It's a great way to express your personality.
Okay, now for the hard stuff. Disagreement, refusal. English speakers famously hate saying no directly.
We do. We will do anything to avoid it. We beat around the bush like it's our job.
So instead of saying, I don't like this, a much softer pattern is, I'm not really happy with.
Yes. I'm not really happy with the service at that restaurant. It sounds like you're expressing a personal feeling rather than making an objective attack on the person or place.
It's less confrontational.
Much less. And if you have to say no to a request, or if you want to stop someone from inconveniencing themselves for you, a wonderful phrase is, I'd hate for you to.
Ooh, that's a really good one. Very considerate. I'd hate for you to go to all that trouble just for me.
Exactly. It's very polite. You're saying, don't do it because I care about your comfort and your effort. It turns a refusal into an act of kindness.
That is advanced social maneuvering right there. I love it.
It is. It's high-level stuff.
Speaking of advanced, let's look at a gratitude phrase that involves some heavy grammar if it hadn't been for.
The third conditional. This strikes fear into the hearts of so many students. But again, don't think about the grammar equation. Just learn the block.
Right. The whole chunk. If it hadn't been for your help, I would have failed the exam.
It's the ultimate way to give someone credit. You are saying you are the sole reason for my success in this situation. It's very powerful. Use it in thank you notes, in speeches. It's fantastic.
And finally, let's talk about necessity. When you really, really need to do something, I have got to.
I have got to go. And of course, in rapid natural speech, this becomes I've gotta.
I've got to run. I got to tell you something really important.
It gives a sense of urgency. It propels the conversation forward and signals that a change is about to happen.
So, wow. We have covered a huge amount of ground. We've got the psychology, the social lubricants, the smart phrases, the danger zone, and now the emotional stuff.
That's a lot of phrases.
It is, but knowledge without practice is, well, it's just a list in your head. It's not useful yet.
Exactly. We absolutely need to put this into practice.
So we are going to do a little improv. We're going to try to jam as many of these phrases as we can into a short, natural-sounding conversation.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do a casual scenario first. We are meeting at a coffee shop. You ready?
Okay. Now ready?
Clears throat. Hey! How come you're here so early? I just got here.
Oh, I'm used to waking up early these days. Plus, I cannot wait to try this new coffee blend they have. Have you ever had it?
No, never. To be honest, I really go for just plain black coffee. Simple is better. But how about we get a pastry too? Do you feel like eating something sweet?
Oh, I can't help looking at those donuts over there. They look amazing. I bet they're just as delicious as they look.
Well, help yourself. It's my treat.
Okay, and scene.
That was painless. And it felt really natural, actually.
It did. Phrases like how come and do you feel like just make the dialogue bounce back and forth. It doesn't feel like an interrogation or a list of demands.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Okay, let's up the stakes. A more formal scenario, a workplace disagreement. I am your boss. Sorry about that in advance.
Uh-oh. Okay. I'm ready.
And I'm not happy with the project you've submitted.
Go for it.
Hi there, got a minute. I'm calling to discuss the quarterly report. I've had a look, and I'm not really happy with the numbers I'm seeing in Section 2.
Okay. Well, I have no idea why they would be low. As far as the marketing team is concerned, we hit all of our engagement targets for the quarter.
I see that. But compared to this time last year, we are significantly down. I need this fixed as soon as possible.
Understood. I'd be grateful if you could send me the specific data points you're referencing. If it hadn't been for that server crash last week, we probably would have had more time to analyze them ourselves.
That's a fair point. I'll send them over. Just be careful with the deadlines next time, crash or no crash.
Understood. It won't happen again.
Scene. Wow, I felt a little tension there.
A little bit. But notice how, as
It's
far
a
as data is
slow
concerned, allowed me to defend my team without being aggressive or defensive.
It's very professional.
And I'd be grateful, soften my request for more data from my slightly intimidating boss.
And I'm not really happy with was a clear critique, but it wasn't a personal attack. It wasn't me screaming.
Exactly. These patterns are your armor and your weapons in a conversation. They let you navigate these complex social situations with a lot more confidence.
So, for our listeners, how do they actually learn these? Aside from, listening to us on a loop, which they're welcome to do.
Flashcards are a great start, but don't just write the word. That's the key. Write the whole phrase, right? I'm looking forward to on one side and then a full example sentence on the back.
Context is key. I also really like what I call the daily challenge. Pick 3 phrases from this deep dive. Just 3. And you have to force them into your day somehow.
Yes, that is a fantastic idea. Put, as far as I'm concerned, into a work email. Ask a friend how come instead of why when they tell you a story.
It feels weird at first, I know. It's like wearing a new pair of shoes. They're a bit stiff, but after you use it a few times, it becomes yours.
I also suggest keeping a phrase diary, just a little notebook or a note on your phone. When you hear a native speaker use one of these chunks in a movie or work, write it down and note the situation. Was it angry? Was it happy? Formal.
Oh, that's really smart. And don't forget external resources. We love tools like Youglish or Forvo. You can type in these phrases like "I can't help" and hear 100 different people from different places say them.
That's so important because you get the rhythm, the intonation, the music of the phrase.
The music.
Because remember, it's not just the words, it's the delivery. How dare you
Yeah.
sounds completely different from how dare you. The stress changes everything.
Very true. Very true.
So to recap, we've covered questions, comparisons, warnings, and emotions. We've given you a toolkit of what, maybe 50 essential building blocks?
That's a lot of pre-built walls for your house.
It is. But please don't try to build the whole wall today. That's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Pick the ones that resonate with your life right now.
Right.
Maybe you have a big presentation coming up, so you need the business ones first. Maybe you're just trying to make new friends, so you need the social ones. Start there.
Absolutely. The goal is always progress, not perfection. One new phrase that you actually use is better than 50 that you just memorized.
And remember, the whole point of using these phrases is about connecting with people. It's about removing the barrier of grammar so your true personality can shine through.
That is a beautiful way to put it.
Thank you.
So if you found this deep dive helpful, please do subscribe to our channel. And we have a request for you in the comment section. Tell us your favorite phrase from today's show. Which one are you going to try and use immediately?
We love reading your examples and your stories. It honestly inspires us to create more content like this.
Thank you so much for listening to your English podcast today. Keep practicing, keep building those walls chunk by chunk, and we will see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.